Welcome to the Urban Wine Club podcast. Pour a glass, sit back, and enjoy the show.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for another webinar. Today's webinar, we are doing an amazing cooking demo with an amazing chef, cook, superstar, YouTube star. You're going to find out a lot about this girl. She's awesome. The recipe she's making look incredible. But I just want to say thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And before we get into it, let me introduce my co-host, Fotios Stamos. Foti, how are you?
I'm good, brother. I feel like you're just a little nervous about our guest tonight because
I know. I was, I heard, I saw the recipes and I'm looking at the stuff that she's putting together, and I'm getting all flustered because
I don't blame you because as we always mention, we always have great and interesting guests, and this is one of the webinars I've been anticipating for a while, ever since we booked it. And I'm glad that we have plenty of folks that are going to be joining us. But without further ado, I want to welcome and join to the segment our special guest, Chef Sophia Manatakis. Sophia, thank you so much for taking the time. It's an honor to have you with us out of your busy schedule because I know you got a lot going on. I mean, your background is amazing, impressive. We got to watch you on some of your segments. You've made an appearance on one of my favorite TV networks, Food Network on Chopped. Used to watch that religiously. And it's great to see someone representing as, Greek Americans. And we have the honor tonight for you to demonstrate two recipes that we've been dying to get to.
I'm sorry, it's two delicious recipes. Get it straight.
What did I say?
You just said two recipes, like it was just like anything.
Oh, yeah. Wait, let me have a sip first. And at the same token, Sophia's going to break it down for us. We're going to tell you all about the dish. She's going to tell you about the dish. We're going to then pair two delicious wines that are going to make it even better. But you don't want to listen to me. Let's get Sophia onto the program. So, Sophia, thank you so much. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. And I just want to say thank you to the both of you as I've been getting to know you guys better. We actually had a little meeting last night, and I said to them, I wish I knew you guys 10 years ago. It just feels like...
You might be right in that. You might be wrong. I don't know if it's a good thing if you knew us earlier on.
There's a reason for everything. But Sophia, tell us a little bit about your journey into where you are today, growing up, and what led you to what you're doing now.
Well, it all started out growing up in the restaurant business. My dad came from Greece as a young boy. No money, very poor. I watched his family hustle to, make a living. And he got into, he was a florist for 20 years. And then he decided to open up a restaurant. Back in the 90s, there weren't really a lot of Greek restaurants. This was in Hell's Kitchen on 9th Avenue. Wow. And he opened up a storefront. He was really well known for his roasted chickens right up in the window. And, he made a little stamp for himself. So me growing up watching that, I think that it taught me a lot about working hard and just eating good. We ate a lot of good foods. My mom is Italian, so we actually didn't grow up eating a lot of Greek food in the house because my dad was always in the restaurant and he's craved Italian food. But everything comes full circle, and I'm blessed to be able to be in the Greek community and represent him because he passed away about 8 years ago now. And, he motivates me, and I'm glad that my culture is just drowning me lately. It's amazing. It's a great feeling.
You got the best of both worlds there with the Greek and the Italian. And especially when you're talking about food, it's like, oh my God, you can't get better than that.
My whole life is about food. But anyway, enough about me. Let's get started and we'll chat in between and get to know each other. If anybody has any questions, feel free to, ask away. Any kind of questions about cutting, knives, aprons, whatever.
Yeah, so post your questions into the chat, and if we have time in between, we'll ask Sophia. If not, we'll get to it towards the end, but please feel free to just shoot your questions right there.
Okay, so this dish is called un papillote. It is a French technique where protein, better known for used with fish, is wrapped in parchment paper, and the way to seal it, you actually use egg white. So it seals and it browns beautifully. And I'll show you guys how I paint it on top, like a little picture. It's beautiful. So I kind of just wanted to showcase something different. I'm always doing more Greek dishes with a flair, but like in its own, just sticking to Greek, but making it different. So this is a nice little French fusion today. So we got our parchment paper here. Today I'm using, on live, I like to do things a little bit different because it just gets each and everyone's creativity going, and you can take this recipe and make it your own. So today I am actually going to use some flounder fillets. You're just going to set it right here, right in the middle. This is the easiest dish, by the way.
It seems the opposite. But you're going
I'm
to
going to keep it right to the side.
You don't know how to...
I don't. That's why I'm watching.
This is a fennel bulb. If no one's ever had it, it's very good for digestion and very healthy for you. I grew up just cutting it, and then you can leave it in ice water in your fridge to keep it fresh. And it's very crispy. It has a light licorice flavor, but when it's cooked, I swear it changes, less licoricey. It's just delicious. And it looks like dill up top, and we'll use some of these fennel fronds on top of the fish. So
that's interesting. I like
inside the bulb is a little triangle right here. So you want to cut the triangle out. This is kind of tough.
You make me nervous with that knife.
It's really sharp. Japanese knives are my favorite.
She's a professional. Do not worry.
So this you could save for some stock, or you can freeze it and you can put it in some water to flavor it, or your white wine. Why not?
There
I actually sometimes put lemon in my white wine just to switch it up a little bit. So I'm just going to do some strips. And when you're cutting, you want the top of your knife to just graze over and tuck your fingers. And then you move the knife with your hand. So practice. The amount of times that I've cut myself, I have burns and marks all over my hands. But this
Scars
is
of war.
So crunchy and so delicious.
Now, can you eat fennel raw?
Yes.
Okay.
It's so good. So then we got our beautiful cherry tomatoes, and I actually showed this on another live last night. But if you have multiple cherry tomatoes and you don't want to stand there, cutting away, they take forever. Your knife, once again, does the work. So you just set your hand on top and you're just moving your knife. Do not move your hand. That's it. Just back forth motions like you're cutting a piece of bread. And that's it. They're all cut in half.
Whoa.
Now, Sophia, will any whitefish work? There was a question that just came in.
Yeah, I think that this would be delicious. I just wanted to make it more refined and say branzino, but swordfish. That's like my favorite. Love swordfish. And just to make it different today, I'm going to just use Spanish olives, and they have little peppers inside, so it'll add just, more flavor.
Yeah.
But on the recipe, I wrote Kalamata olives, but you can use any kind of olives you have, whatever is in the pantry. And this is amazing because you can just clean out your fridge. If you have Brussels sprouts and zucchini, you could add it. Beautiful red onion. Nothing needs to be beautiful. Just slice away.
Sophia, is there an origin to this recipe, how this came about?
Ooh, like a part of France where it originated in? Yeah,
or just
probably.
Was there... Like you mentioned something that's important, like whatever you have left in your refrigerator. I wonder if whatever was left over, they didn't want it to go to waste and they came up with this idea.
Probably. I actually looked up the meaning of why people eat corned beef on St. Patty's Day. Mm-hmm. And I always just like to look up the reasons for why people eat this on certain days. So I Googled it yesterday and it said, which you probably would have known, but it's just a peasant dish. People ate it because they were poor and it just fed a lot of people. But it's just the meaning behind it. It's so nice.
Yeah.
So let's get going here. So do you want to talk about our wine that I'm going to use for this?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have the Milonis Rosé, but the Milonis, Sophia, we're going to save it for the beet salad.
Oh yeah, sorry.
That's okay. You didn't drink. You didn't drink that whole bottle, did you? I see that there's
no, because I used it. I have to use it in the recipe.
I'm kidding.
Foti, we lost your voice.
Yeah, we lost you.
I hit mute by mistake. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I liked it better though.
Yeah, I figured you did. That's why I did it. But so the dish that Sophia is preparing for us, you've got a lot of flavors from the vegetables. and the fish salt. So we chose a white wine from the island of Santorini, which mainly grows a white grape called Assyrtiko. And Assyrtiko is a grape that produces very crisp, minerally white wines with some citrus to it. So that saltiness in the fish and the ingredients that Sophia's putting together, and with the fennel, I think work well tremendously. There's good balance between the wine and the dish when it's ready. The acidity that's in white wine that comes from Santorini really balances out flavors in food like this dish, which we're going to taste together as Sophia's dish gets prepared. But in any event, these type of white wines that come from the island of Santorini are mainly paired with any type of seafood dish because there's some kind of harmony between the composition of the wine, which is the structure that tends to be, again, citrusy, tart. Some of these words that we explain or we're mentioning might be a little confusing, but wines that have that tartness to it and dryness is what works well with food, because that dryness is what polishes off foods that are either salty, sharp, have some fat and oil to them as well. Yummy.
So today I used some dill because I had it in my fridge. So why not? I added some dill, some fresh parsley, and we got some of the fennel fronds, which I'm just going to pick right off. Delicious. And then some acidity and natural sweetness. Just some cherry tomatoes. And then we're going to slice our beautiful red onion and then some of our fennel. And whatever you have left, you can just, roast them off. You can put it in your orzo. How delicious. Or your pasta or rice, whatever you would serve this with. And I know a lot of people are, on Lent right now and they're not eating,
Yeah. So
even some people aren't even eating fish or, they're not eating shrimp. Yeah. So this would be delicious with tofu or, even just just beans, delicious with all these herbs and the tomatoes and the fennel. And
Do
then
you have a favorite white fish? Is it swordfish?
I think probably my favorite fish is swordfish, but delicious. This would be so good with Chilean sea bass. Absolutely any fish for sure. And you could do a whole fish with the head on, Beautiful. But a lot of people are so.
Yeah. So Sophia, the preparation that you're doing now, question is in my mind, is this something that's for one serving or multiple servings?
Right now, I'm just gonna do just this one serving for the video, but. Once I hang up, I'm going to cook all the fish this way.
Oh, you can cook it all in there.
All right. I'll send it over.
Cool.
So we assume that you're the official cook for your family?
Oh, yeah. I've taken over every holiday for the past 8 years.
Wow.
And now my fiance, when I go visit his family in Virginia Beach, I cook all of their holidays as well. And they're a big group. They're 25, but I love it.
So
obviously I'm more relaxed, so I'm going through a bottle and a half of wine and just it's an hours go by. But I love it because then everyone comes around me and it's I get all the attention.
Yeah. That sounds like a fun time to go and cook for.
Can we book you for the next holiday?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, feel free to let me know any ideas that you would have to put in here because I'd love to, get ideas as well. Oh, yeah. I don't come up with everything.
So the way you're breaking it down is very basic. I mean, you get your protein, you lay it out on the parchment paper, you chop off these different vegetables that you like, you put some herbs in there, and now
I'm going to put some wine.
There you go. When you think about it, it looks like so much work, but now that you're demonstrating it, it's pretty simple.
So simple. And it could be a piece of chicken, it could be shrimp, scallop, and you could do this Asian with some soy sauce and some scallions.
Somebody posted a message saying they would love to caper.
Oh yeah, I forgot them. They're on the recipe. Hold on.
Oh, good, perfect.
All that wine that Sophia's drinking.
I got some little capers, but I go to the Greek store. I'm in Mountainside right now, New Jersey. So there's a Greek store. I'm so blessed. It's down the street. It takes me 3 minutes.
That's lucky.
So where is Mountainside relative to I don't know. We're not big. I'm not.
It's
really
near people. So the Short Hills Mall is a really well-known high-end mall. Right. So it's I guess it's 15 minutes from here. So that's where. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But
how far,
I'm
how far
30 minutes. What?
I think you were gonna answer that. How far are you from the city, the New York City?
30 minutes.
Okay, yeah.
With no traffic.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Got our delicious capers. I put capers on everything, and I think I know who mentioned that. That's the
So I think somebody just said the Greeks to New Jersey.
Yeah, Kenilworth.
Okay.
So this is the egg white, and we're just gonna paint a beautiful photo.
Also, the inside of the parchment to start.
Yeah, because it's gonna seal everything. And you really can't mess this up. It's like that rustic look when you're working with like parchment paper, puff pastry. Like kind of like when it looks messy, it looks rustic, and it just comes out more beautiful that way.
It doesn't.
You can't really mess up when it comes to food unless you overcook or undercook. But everything else, it is what it is.
Oh, you make it sound so easy.
So you kind of start like you're making an empanada, I guess. So okay. I'm gonna just, for some extra seal, just like dip my fingers in it, and I'm just gonna curl away, and it's gonna puff up, and then I'm gonna poke it with my sharp knife, and then all the steam's gonna escape. Ooh. And how easy is this? You could set these in your fridge the night before and have your friends over for dinner and not have to worry about anything. So you could sit and you can drink your Santos wine.
There you go. That's a good idea. I didn't think about that. Make them in advance and then put them in the fridge.
Yeah.
So kind of like a pie, we're just gonna paint over it. So this will make it nice and brown and beautiful. So it's not white and pale. Now I'm going to see what happens if I put a little piece of parsley right on it. So let's see how that bakes. Well, this looks Irish.
That's perfect. One day late.
All right. So this is going in a
one
350.
quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you add any lemons, or were the tomatoes the acid, or do you add it at the end?
Yeah, I would probably serve it on the side. What I love is if you have gas or you don't want to put the lemon directly on it, you could just put it in the oven, but get it like nice and crispy and like charred like lemon flavor.
Oh, okay.
Like that.
So that's going to be in the oven, and I'm just going to pull out my next tool. So if anybody has a question, we can go over something.
Yeah. So
yeah. Even though you said this is a French preparation, I know that in the Greek cuisine culture, there's a similar recipe, and they call it gleftiko, which is exactly what you're doing.
Anyone know? Do you guys know what this is?
Well, it looks kind of scary, but I kind of have an idea.
Last time I hurt Foti.
Yes.
So this is called an immersion blender.
Yes.
So I'm going to be a rebel, and I'm going to use this today because I just kind of want to showcase this tool because it's really helpful, and you don't have to pull out a separate bowl and pull out your food processor, and it just gets annoying. So this has a little blade underneath.
Yep.
And I'll show you right here. And it's very sharp and it's very strong. So I'm going to blitz my dressing with it. So,
whoa.
Just to show you guys, like if you're making a tomato soup, you don't have to pull out everything and then put them in a blender. You just take your tool and you just blend it right in. And it's, if you ever watch Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, like some of those restaurants have like giant ones.
Yeah, that's right.
So this is, if you ever had a green goddess dressing, I guess it's like American, I would say.
Okay.
Just like lots of herbs.
Yeah.
So we got some mint, parsley, salt and pepper. This is going to coat our delicious greens and our beets and pear that I can't wait to talk. So we're going to use any kind of vinegar, any kind of lemon juice. I really don't worry about it. It's, just a little bit of acid. So this is delicious feta that I pulled out of the brine. And then our Cretan olive oil, which I have 15 gallons of.
That's it?
I hope you have that locked up.
Shipped it from Greece. I picked it up in Brooklyn.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, I have a big spout. I have a lot of olive oil. And Cretan olive oil.
Your dad was obviously Cretan, right?
Yes.
Can I ask what part?
Hanya.
Yeah, that's where my mom's from.
Oh, really?
I've met more people who are potentially my cousins on these webinars than I can even admit. It's like everybody's from Hanya Kriti, and it's awesome.
Yeah, and then we'll find out that all of our family still like hangs out with each other there, or
Yeah.
you know, who
That's
has
so
this
cool.
business, and yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
we'll talk about that. So I'm just gonna go in. You can add anything in here. You dill, oregano, dried oregano, onion, anything. You can use even your extra fennel or even parts of the beets in here. It's totally cool. This is dressing is, it seems like it's such like a hassle for people. Like I like to mix my vinegars as well. I love to use white, red, and balsamic together. Delicious. And you can, once you have this, you got everything. You can put anchovies in here. You can put capers in here. You can put olives in here. It's just never ending.
Right into the bowl, right? You don't even have to like.
No, it's amazing.
Wow.
So sorry if this might be loud, but you just blitz.
Wow.
And if you want it super, super smooth, I still want to be able to see the little pieces of everything.
Yeah.
Texture.
Yes.
So the shining stars about to come inside of this dressing, which I'm so excited about. Look at that. Come on. That's amazing.
Well, it looks amazing, but I'm sure it tastes even better.
Yeah. We should give it a taste, guys. Come on. Oh, amazing.
Yes.
Okay. What is, come on, feta with some acid and some herbs. Okay. So we have our delicious pear, which I'm going to get my fingers red, but I don't care. Look at that caramelization that this has.
Oh my God. That looks like
It's
almost
like
fake.
candy-like.
I want to bite into it right now, honestly. And then we have
pear.
our beets, and it is cooking in, let me just rinse my spoon, the Milonas wine.
Whoa.
So I poached it, guys. This is wine beet pear syrup, okay? And I'm going to put it inside of this dressing. Ooh, we're going to make it a beautiful color. And we're going to add natural sweetness. No need for sugar here.
Wow.
So how long did you cook the pear and the beet in that in the wine and the in that concoction that you
1 hour.
1 hour, low heat?
Yes, low and slow. And it's gonna start to evaporate, so you definitely want to put a lid on it. And it could burn very easily because of the natural sugars. So just keep looking at it, and you want to flip. You want to flip this like ever so often because it's not going to be fully submerged in, in the liquid, but it's fine. You're just going to keep spinning it. It's going to naturally steam. And it has the essence of the rosé, which is not strong. It's very smooth. I've been drinking it.
It's one of my favorite rosés.
It doesn't have that bitter aftertaste that like most rosés have. It's very smooth and not overly strong. It's slightly sweet. It's really crisp. It's delicious.
If I can say a few words about up to what you said about the rosé. So this is a rosé that comes from the central part of Greece, just outside of Athens in Attiki. And the producers here, family operation, they actually make this rosé with red and white grapes. So the white grape they use is Malagousia, which is a grape that produces wines that are a little riper, fruitier. And the red wine that they use, the red grape is Mandilaria. So they do a little different take on rosé, where rosés typically are wines that are using red grapes that they leave the skins in just for a little bit of time, for a couple of hours, maybe 6 hours. They remove the skins. But what they do is they blend the white wine that's fermented and the rosé that's fermented together. And it produces this really smooth, easy drinking, flavorful rosé. It's not sweet, right? But it's got good fruit flavor to it.
Yep.
Sophia, quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Did you peel the beet first or cook it with skin and then peel it?
I peeled the beet first so I don't have to deal with it either being hot or pulling it, touching it too much and getting it all over your hands. I'm sacrificing for all of you. But look at this. So even just this and cooking multiple, beets with pears and just a little bit of your rosé, you don't have to waste it all if you don't want to, but just imagine just this with some watermelon, some mint, and some feta with some olive oil. Like, this is just amazing. But even with ice cream, vanilla ice cream. So this is like if you ever been to a French restaurant, which you should, because a lot of people don't eat enough French food. It's my favorite. It's called a poached pear, and they cook it in red wine and they serve it with vanilla ice cream with that syrup on it. So,
Oh, wow.
and you can actually make it for Lent and get some vegan vanilla ice cream and just cook it with some beets. You don't need to use the wine. So I really don't want to even mess with this. I know the recipe said slice it, but not today.
Okay. I like that.
Not today. It's too pretty. Why would I ruin it?
There you
I
go.
get all those beautiful edges. And I just have I'm using power greens organic power greens. I eat pretty much 90% or everything organic. I'm like that person. And I never thought I would be. I really made fun of them when I was younger. How do people live like that? But
a lot of people, we do.
Everybody changes as they get older, right? And then we got our beautiful beets, which I'm going to do nice wide disc. Beautiful. Cooked in the rosé. And things look beautiful in odd sets. So when you're decorating a plate, anything that has 3, 5, am I counting right?
Can I also mention that if Sophia gives you advice about making something look, please take that advice, because if you look at our Instagram, and we're going to get your handles and all your stuff, but if you look at our Instagram, you're going to see some stuff that's just going to make you say, oh my God, like, how did you do this?
Thank you. So I don't want to ruin the beauty of the pears. So we're just going to put it over the beets. And then we're going to put it over the greens. And then we're going to take our beautiful mint. And once again, sets of 3. We'll go 1. And this just reminds me, I really wanted to pick something that wasn't so heavy. Just for spring. Like as soon as it gets nice out, we're all going to want to eat outside and have a glass of wine. Yeah. So I feel like this is kind of like romantic. It's a sexy meal. You can't lie.
I love it.
And I love to overlap colors.
So I see that you definitely have a talent for cooking, but I see you really do have a talent for presentation.
I actually took a class after I finished culinary school for food styling. And
because I was going to say that your Instagram, man, I'm serious when I say this. Like I see 10,000 cooking Instagrams a day. And when I looked at yours, I was like, wow, what's going on here?
Thank you.
How do we get invited? That was my first question.
I should do like a little food styling live. I got certified in food styling. That's what happened. So like all those commercials, here's a fun fact. This is crazy. All the pizza commercials, well, it's not real cheese, which we probably knew, but there's one woman, she's old now, and she charges like $65,000 and she perfected the cheese pull, and she does all like the dominoes. And it's like the mob. You like can't get a job as a food stylist. It's like really, really hard.
So cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
So it's like a cool world. I feel like if I could just like redo life, I would have just done that. It's just so cool. I just watched documentaries on it. Like food styling is like crazy.
Yeah.
But this is just some rustic food styling.
I love it.
Love it.
That looks so good. That really does.
The mint, and I'll get a good photo and I'll send it on over to you guys. But
awesome.
Absolutely. That's
so good.
Picture perfect.
The feta and everything's cooked in the rosé. Oh, good.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So you mentioned Green Goddess. That's the
Green
that's
Goddess.
The dress. Love it.
I'm hungry.
I got some pistachios. I'll chop up with that after, but I'm just gonna check on the fish. I think we're doing good. What time do you guys think I put that in?
I want to say like 15 minutes ago.
Okay. All right. We probably got like another 5 minutes because I definitely want to do that on camera so everyone can see.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah.
So you mentioned pistachios. We're going to add pistachios to the salad?
Yeah. We're going to top them with some chopped pistachios. Just for today, I'm going to do sliced almonds because that's what I have. So let's do it.
Oh,
why not?
Whatever you have. And even some dried fruit, just things that just sit and you open up and you're just like, I see those golden raisins. When am I going to use them? Or just everything goes. And anything can be put inside of dressing. Like you can put those nuts inside of a dressing. You can put those dried fruit inside of a dressing. You can sneak some, veggies, cauliflower in dressing, and kids, if your kid loves salad, want to get some extra greens in there.
I think the big takeaway right now that you just mentioned for me is this immersion blender, and I think if we had that in our kitchen, we could do a lot. Right now that now that you're mentioning that, because how many of us have so many things that just sit in the cabinets for such a long time that we end up saying, "Screw it, I'm just gonna throw this out."
Yeah. And the best is to use a mason jar. I probably should have used one, but something that's just deep. I just went with a bowl and it splattered all over, but I just wanted to be able to show it.
Nice.
But for anybody who doesn't know, starting a YouTube channel, so you're going to be able to see me for free more and more.
And we want you to tell everybody how they could contact you, how they could follow you, and then we're also going to post all your info on the video and the apps and the podcast, so it'll be everywhere. But if you want, please share whatever you have. And my personal recommendation, just go to her Instagram, follow her. This Instagram, she does these spreads. And I'm like, like the Queen of England is coming. So I don't know what's going on here. It's like, it's amazing.
Yeah, I'm actually doing. I've been like, I pray for things. That's how I am. I don't, not that I ask for them, but I'm like, I probably do. I'm lying. I ask for things and I pray, and I've just been wanting so bad to do a Greek grazing board. And I would try to like sell people on it when people call me for like, catering jobs. And I'm just, sorry.
There's a catering job right there.
And it finally happened, and I'm going to be doing one. So I'm just going to do kind of like a giant Greek, like mise platter.
Oh, wow.
Of like dips and like mini pita, lamb chops, and just like arrange it beautifully. Sorry. Hold on, I'm just gonna mute this real quick.
Yeah. Well, let me while she's muted, let me just say, like, the spreads that she takes pictures of that look so good. Like it looks almost like she's doing some sort of like presidential or like royal gathering. Like I was so impressed by it.
So let me ask you another question, Sophia. And I mentioned this to you yesterday. Do you like have takeout containers at all times so that your guests take your food home when they're done?
Yeah, right? Definitely. But it stinks. Like a lot of stuff does go bad and I feel so horribly, but like my freezer is exploding. Oh, it's horrible. Like I'll make meatballs, unnecessary amount of soup. And it's just like my freezer is exploding. Oh, and then I get sick. I want to be able to cook something, make something different. So it's just like a never ending cycle.
And another question for you, Sophia. Can you tell us what was it like for you being on that segment on Chopped Food Network? How was it that for you? Like, can you tell us a little bit about that?
It was always my dream. My obsession was Chopped. I would watch it every single day. That's probably the only show I would watch. Isn't that sad that sometimes we all do that?
Yeah.
Like just that show for like years straight. And I just always wanted to, but I was like too young. And it was so sweet. Like I remember the one day my dad was like, "You're going to be on that show." And I was like, "I am." Like I always tell myself, "I am. I will." And I say it out loud. I tell people things. I'll walk around the house saying, "I will. I'm going to do this." And people are just like, listen, my sister, my mom. Yeah. But I was there for 16 hours for that 1 hour episode. And I probably did a total of 4 hours of interviews. And the time that you get, this is like the fun fact, in between opening the basket, you actually get one. So it's not just like you have to think. You have 1 minute to think.
Wow.
And it's a 45-minute judging. It's not like, 3 minutes, however it seems on TV. And they help you with like what to say. If you're like stuck, they'll help you. Right. Mm-hmm. It was kind of traumatizing, honestly. I actually can't watch the show. I think it was a lot of pressure, and it's unnecessary because it's like, does that make you a better person? Like, was it that big of like a thing in my life? But it was really traumatizing. Like I put so much pressure on myself, like just to get through it. You're sweating, you're greasy. You're just trying to create as quick as you can. So it's not like I have a day to think.
So that's your opinion because you're probably your own worst critic because that's a lot of people are. But what does your friends and loved ones say? I'm sure they see a different picture.
Well, some of them are like, you were mean. And I'm like, can I just tell you, I fed myself so much confidence in my head that it probably just came out without me thinking. And I do look back and I'm like kind of regretful, but I'm so thankful for the show because like the Greek community just like loved it. And I was so happy to just like represent.
Yeah, but you know what?
Absolutely.
That makes for good reality TV. Like you can't just be boring. Like if you came off as mean, I'm not going to judge because I didn't see it, and I'm definitely going to watch it now that you said all this. But if you came off as mean, like that's great. That's
I was the villain. I was the
TV.
villain of the episode.
That's awesome.
It was an all-girls episode. It was a very emotional episode. One had like a child, one had some like trouble with like family, the other one had trouble with family. I did like bring up like my dad, but I used it as to just like he represents me. Like that's how I started cooking. But I don't know. I get mean messages all the time. I actually got one last night. Like all the time.
Ignore all that. I'm sure it was great. And if you were the villain, that's fine. This is reality TV. Like that's awesome. Just do what you do.
And it makes me realize what like all these celebrities go through, and it's just like, who am I? I'm a Z celebrity, you know?
Yeah. Well, not but yeah, they must go through a lot because being in a public eye is a tough thing.
Yeah, people are really judgmental.
Could tell you more about that because he has millions and millions of followers, right, Foti?
Oh yeah. Not the ones I want.
Yeah, people are always going to say something. It's just all about, surrounding yourself with good people. It sounds cliche, but so true. Like, it's just what you put in your mind and what you say. And if you come across as cocky, it's all right. It's how you feel inside. So.
Yeah. I say however it is, like, the point of reality TV is to entertain, right? People watch this for entertainment. If you're the good guy, if you're the sap, if you're the mean person, if you're the villain, more power to you. It just goes with what the show is doing. I mean, you're doing cooking, you're doing what your talent is, but have a little personality, let it show. It's all good. I think so.
Yeah. I think it makes it more exciting when you have a little edge, right?
Yeah.
Well, the important part now that Sophia had that experience is, as she's mentioned, she's going to be launching her own show on YouTube, which we're super excited about.
Yeah, that's going to be good. We talked about it a little last night, and it sounds super good. It sounds super interesting, and I can't wait till it.
And we're definitely going to update our audience and our members when you roll out.
Well, actually, you should come back. I think you should definitely come back when you have it going, so you could share some of your experience with. And I suggest playing the villain and really letting into Foti because he loves that.
Listen, I'm going to have you guys on the channel. We're really trying to have a guest in all, not just food.
Sure.
They could be anybody for any reason. So we're really trying to make it a conversation. And I'm going to be with Melina, which she's a pastry chef, and she's amazing. Awesome. And we're just going to drink wine. We're going to have wine every episode. And we're just going to make just fusions and have fun and talk about business and life, and it's gonna be fun. We're gonna have music.
That's awesome. That sounds so good. And anytime you want, like, Foti has a lot of wine knowledge, so I could understand him being on it. If you just need somebody to yell at or make fun of, I'll come on too. So it'll be perfect.
Well, I hope we're not distracting the cooking time of the fish.
I think we did good. I think that was pretty.
Ooh, Sophia, come back.
By the way, that's a nice T-shirt, Art.
Thank you. You have a very nice T-shirt as well. Let me see. Oh, there she is. She's coming back.
We went to a commercial break and we're back.
That's the perfect time.
Went for a dip. All right, so here we go. Just want to kind of come in close.
Oh, that looks very, very nice.
I kind of like the little herb thing. I think next time I'm going to kind of do like a design with some thyme leaves. So I don't want to put that back up there because I'm scared. Let's cut into this together.
Yeah.
So, and you're going to want to do this on a plate. I'm going to get my fingers in here. You can kind of see the steam.
Yeah. Oh, that looks
And I'll lift it up. So if I go for a little intermission.
There she goes. Yeah, there she is.
Are we good? Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Sorry, guys. I'm going to get a plate.
That really looks good.
Just kind of open it. And I like to finish things with some fresh olive oil. When you cook with olive oil, it changes the flavor. And finishing oil is key to pasta, any kind of sauce that needs, if you don't know what to put on something, most of the time it just needs a little drizzle of olive oil, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Look at all those delicious items.
Yeah.
I'm just going to drizzle some olive oil. Get down more.
That is such a perfect meal for me.
And it's so healthy for you.
All right, look, I could get to Jersey in about 4 or 5 hours. All right, just hold it there for me.
I'm just gonna put some fresh herbs, and I'm gonna take a beautiful photo for you guys. Is anyone making this with me?
You know, I got we got a couple of notifications that people were gonna follow along, so we'll tell them to pop into chat if they are. And I think some of the questions that came in were from people who are actually
with steaming. I guess I'm gonna take a bite with you guys. Why not? A little from the corner so no one sees. Oh, it's so flaky. And it's got all those herbs. Woo, woo. Wow.
Yeah.
And that fennel just adds that layer of flavor. And if you want spicy, I would put some red pepper flakes. You can really just put absolutely anything. And that wine just infused into the fish. The briny capers, briny olives. So simple, but you can do it with anything. Yeah.
That is it's like, it's healthy, it's light, it's everything. Add that to the salad.
And then I got some sliced, I actually like raw nuts. That's just a preference. I don't really like the toasted.
Okay.
I like raw cashews. Doesn't anybody like raw cashews?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I just feel like it shows off its flavor. So good. We got the nuts, the dressing, the rosé, beets and pears and herbs and mint. It smells so good.
Now we just need the outdoor patio.
Yeah, right.
And then I got all that left. Ooh, which I'm probably going to pour over my pears before I eat. You know, I really can't win. I can't win. That's it. I'm going to have a glass.
Oh. Yeah, let's do a cheers to you, Sophia.
Let's do it. Thank you. That was so much fun. I actually get so much adrenaline from these lives. I can't sleep all night because I'm just so happy and excited and thankful.
Listen,
so thank you.
You're creating something that I wish on my best day I could make like half as good as you. It must be a good feeling to be able to cook like that, and it looks amazing. Give everybody any way they could connect with you, follow you, any of your social media, anything your website, everything. And I'm also going to post it as well. But just give them
chefsoph.com. I just have some basic things on there, just like what I do and just a few links. But I really just do everything off of Instagram. So Chef Soph on Instagram. The YouTube link is right on my profile, right on Instagram. You'll see the link right on top. And then I switch it out because I do a lot of lives. So I'll always have my latest thing that I'm going to do for people to be a part of. So it's not about me. It's really about, all of us coming together. So I really enjoy it.
That's a great sentiment right there.
Right. It's all about bringing us together.
And everybody, please, go to our website, but follow her on Instagram. I'm going to tell you right now, you are not going to regret it. I just love popping onto your Instagram now. I'm not a stalker or anything. I just love to see these pictures. They're just so impressive, and you make such a good spread. And I'm telling you, next time I have a post-COVID event that I could cater, I'm calling you up. I don't care where you are, what you're doing. I'm getting you on there because
listen, I'll fly anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. And now we've kind of been locked down so much. It's like, let's just, have some fun once this is all over. Yeah. And what better wine and food.
Let's also thank our audience who joined us tonight, who took the time to be with us. We see a lot of great folks, a lot of familiar faces. I just want to point out and say thank you to one of our guests who's with us, Susan Manful, who is actually a wine writer that covers wine from the south of France, and I'm sure she's familiar with French food, obviously, which is right up Sophia's alley. But I just want to say thank you to Susan and to everyone else that joined us tonight.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, and big thank you, Sophia. It was a pleasure having you on the show. It was a pleasure seeing you in your element and doing what you do. Very impressive. Please, everybody, follow her. Check her out. Once her YouTube show is out, we're going to link that up. We're going to blog about it. We're going to post about it. And you won't regret it. She does some amazing things. And, you know, she's half Cretan, so you can't go wrong. Not only half Cretan, but she's on the good side, the Chania side. So, so thank you so much, Sophia. We appreciate you being
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
And until next time, we're going to have you back for sure.
Absolutely.
And hopefully we could come and, you know, bring the value of your YouTube show down when you have us on it. Invite us anytime.
Absolutely.
All right. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening. We will have all Sophia's information posted on the show, and we will see you next time. Thank you so much.
Thank you. See you guys soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Good night. Kalinita.
Bye-bye. Kalinita.